when you get a good chance to pick Zeri, it does feel really, really impactful.
Which iteration of the Zeri was your favorite? Because for me, it was the Minji AP.
Yeah.
AP mid lane.
That is pretty ridiculous. AP Zeri. Okay. So it is the Airy Absolute Scorch for the Annie. Pretend they're going to try and put the aggression onto Shera early, trying to slow down him getting towards that Shiv.
I'm kind of surprised by the Grasp of the Undying Gangplank. It offers you a little bit easier time in lane, but you don't get gold as quickly. Admittedly, Gangplank does just print gold.
It does. I think this is a game that Frank, despite having the scaling, also has the ability to get pretty aggressive early. Their mid jungle is really strong, and while both their side lanes are scaling, they can definitely fight still early, especially with the Gangplank goal often dropped on the other side of the map, you know, on a dragon or on a bot lane dive. So while Frank, they're scaling pretty hard, they're also deceptively pretty good early game, especially because on the side of Impunity, you know, champs like LeBlanc are now not as good early game as they were before. While LeBlanc has very good isolated 1v1, I think LeBlanc now is very similar to Victor in a way of just, yeah, the 1v1 is great, but your skirmishes aren't very good, and you kind of need to hit those 2 items before you really come online.
Tinder kind of getting punished by minions there.
Yeah. I think Annie D is such an awful ability. I hate Annie. I mean, Annie D is very strong, don't get me wrong, but I hate playing against it.
What it used to do, it just used to give you a little bit of magic-resistant armor, right? That was
and it didn't used to have like a Thornmail sort of effect on it.
It was literally just the armor and magic resistance. I don't even know, did it give you a speed up? I think it gave the speed up still.
Yeah.
But yeah, Annie got made into a pretty ridiculous champ. Bot lane though, heavy trade. Kaiwing getting extremely low here on the Pinata. That is Alistar level 1.
Oh,
Blaze flashing forward. That's first blood on the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, don't think it can be traded back. Maybe regretting their decisions. I feel like that's just a case of playing way too aggressive, right? You've got Zeri Alistar. You really don't need to do anything early, and here you are giving over first blood. Not what you want to see from Frank's bot lane. I think normally Frank's bot lane very, very good, but that's not it, as they say.
No. Definitely not ideal. Top side though, as well as mid. Going pretty normal. But yeah, giving over the Kai'Sa in the first place and then first blood to it. If there's ever a time to win as Impunity, it's probably now. Take a look what happened.
I guess they just hit level 2 and immediately went. Yeah, it feels like Frank just are way too greedy for this, really. And Kaiwing also, I mean, he had flash. Could have flashed away a lot earlier. So just disrespect ends up costing them, and it ends up costing them big because look at Kai'Sa's items. She's got a lot of swords.
Certainly does, and at least for now, Pretender having his way really in this mid lane.
Yeah, he's going to force Shera the base first. Picks up a carrot.
Now,
can Kenny Chen go the double scuttle? No, he's going to go bot.
Okay.
I feel like that might have been a mistake. I mean, maybe could have stopped the scuttle.
Okay, Pretender, you do have to be a little bit careful.
Oh, they could 2v2 this.
Yeah, Kenny Chan in the area. But Pretender losing out a lot of health. It's okay, kind of. He can still recall and teleport, but certainly lost a lot more health than he probably wanted to.
Yep. But Pretender will manage to crash this wave, and we'll be able to go for a reset. Not sure if he has enough gold for Chapter, don't think he does. But if he can just pick up some AP and look to kind of bully Shera, who's already used one of his refillable pots and TP'd back, would be nice for him. And top lane, I mean, it's remained relatively quiet, but I think Solokil is happy with the way it's going. As long as he gets a Sheen first base.
And he did.
Big spike.
It is, and it makes laning against Gangplank a pretty miserable experience as a melee.
Yeah, that looks fun. Now, there is still the TP for both sides. Solokil, I think he should pull the wave. He might barrel it down after, but I think at least pulling it for now would be the right choice. Shera, I guess some very deep vision. Really nice. Let's walk back to mid, so we're kind of happy, I think, with how things are going so far as Impunity. Maybe it's not the biggest lead in the world, but killing your Kai'Sa is nothing to scoff at. Okay,
Yeah.
LJW did TP back, and Solikill still has his, so at some point, we'll be able to base for a pretty big item advantage, and he keeps the wave in a very favorable spot. While this will end up pushing out, at least that next wave, LJW is going to have to walk up pretty aggressively.
I think things should be a bit quiet here. It feels pretty hard for either team to really look at the Dragon unless something happens. LJW funding a big trade, though. Now, this is really where this teleport advantage can make a massive change.
Oh, least selfish Gangplank player. Ult to the wave. Kind of makes sense. I think he used the W a bit poorly there and didn't get out of that stun, and that does force the Gangplank onto his own lane, which is honestly kind of a big deal. I feel like it adds a lot to fights on the other side of the map, a lot of damage, and perhaps more importantly, the slow.
Eminem quietly has found himself up a substantial amount of CS here, despite going down, and I guess the Gangplank ult used top also kind of makes sense, because you're probably not going to be wanting to find fights as the Frank bot lane.
Yeah, pretty contagious scout on Rashi.
Although,
he's in big trouble.
Yeah, Rashi face checks the bush, does manage to flash out, also receives the heal there from Blaze. Kenny Chan in the area should mean that nothing is to come from this, but the flash forward does find a 3-man stun there, and it's Kenny Chan who's also going to have to answer with a flash out of his own, but the 3-man from Kai Wing, he made a mistake early, but he's making up for it as a double kill now picked up for Eminem.
Oh, no.
Make that a triple, as Shearer running with his tail between his legs to get out of there. You had an advantage, but you certainly do not now, and that's a 15 CS lead as well as the 3 kills now onto Eminem on this series.
Yeah, Eminem is about to go crazy. I mean, he has an absurd amount of gold here. He might even be able to pick up the shiv. That's how fed he got. And Arashi, you know, having to flash away from a Zeri Alistair, that's the state of the game right now. He face checks them, and while it is Shera who has that mid move down here first, it's Kaiwing who finds the 3-man engage. Really nice flashes from the side of Frank, bait out a lot of damage, and then turn it around with Eminem still being full HP. The triple kill going on the Zeri, if you're Impunity, that's not too good, you have to say. It is the Shiv picked up, and it's also AD Kaiser.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's a little bit how you're going.
Yeah, it does feel like you would like a little bit of range here, poke away at some of these health bars, but oh well. Will be the AD Kaiser. I think in almost every situation, the AP Kaiser is just a better build.
Yeah, I think so as well. It does feel like unless you're a full AP comp,
yeah,
you really should be going the AP Kaiser.
because you just off, even if you go the Ludens or the Leandries or whatever item you want to go, you do just still do DPS in team fights anyway.
Wow. Oh,
And
no, not another one.
Bad to worse.
Oof. I mean, the item deficit in bot, you're really feeling it now.
Yeah.
And a Zeri being this strong this early is a problem. And I do wonder how this Zeri Kaiser matchup would go up against one of the better bot lanes. Like, is this Kaiser really something you'd let through against the likes of Betty or Wako? I'm not sure.
I wouldn't think so. Are we saying?
I guess a chance to experiment. Wow, look how much damage that does. Zerial is pretty ridiculous.
Oh.
Oh, what an annoying mosquito champ.
There's also just the demount there, meaning movement speed missing from that Rail. Results in Eminem eventually catching up. Herald now secured on the top side for Frank as Arashi's trying to start this Dragon, but this feels a little bit illegal.
I think he gets it. There's a lot of Frank members in base.
Yeah.
Gangplank ult is up, though. I don't think they'll get here in time. I think Kha'Zix does that a bit too fast. And Solico, he was actually behind a little bit in CS earlier, but is turning it around, and I think he's about to gobble up a plate for himself as well. There it is.
Ah, how interactive.
Yeah, they have Annie and Gangplank there. 2 of the 4 horsemen of annoying laning.
Who's the other 2?
I'm not sure. I'll think about it.
Junglers.
Ooh, nice timing. Yeah, junglers. Blue side jungler and red side jungler.
All right. Now, I mean, I think as Frank, you can probably just play it a little bit slow. Wait for opportunities that you can involve your Zeri in. And really, Zeri backing now. Berserker Greaves picked up. Should be all. Wasn't really in lane for all that long. But it does feel like any fight that Eminem's involved in should just be Frank favored with how extremely far ahead he is. And also, again, I have to say, it feels like AD Kaiser this game. Probably not Probably not the best decision.
No.
I mean, it just always
feels like there's not much lifesteal that could come through either.
Yeah, not only that, who as an AD carry wants to be in auto attack range have to be auto attacking against an Annie?
Does feel really weird. Because I feel like solo AP LeBlanc with this build isn't even that great either. Because it's not like you can really one-shot people, and it's not like the magic damage matters for killing tanks.
Yeah, Felia is being found here in his jungle. Kaiwing should. Actually, will choose not to land that stun.
Yeah, he wants that support DPM to get higher, but he can't find it. Pretender. He's got 2 books.
Oh, Blaze is having the time of his life.
Maybe a gank on mid.
If only... Oh.
Okay, never mind. Let's go back to bot. Just forced away from this tower is Impunity's bot lane. And there's a Herald here as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if this entire tower falls. And we need to see some player gold soon because Eminem is just... He is rolling in it.
Yeah. Especially after the bot lane died, level 1.
Yeah.
For Eminem to be this far ahead, something's gone extremely wrong, and that something was a skirmish.
They have GP ult if they want to try force this.
And there it comes. Cannon Barrage does come down. Blaze does have access to all of his summoners as well as the ult, and Magnet Storm being available.
Blaze?
Should have been well. Kaiwing goes forward with Blaze. Inexplicably walks up. Eminem actually not able to really find any damage because of that tower being in the way. A teleport will come through from Shearer, but a massive Tibbers denies any further damage happening to Kaiwing on this Alistar as Pretender. Will land the stun here onto Shearer. Will eventually find the kill through auto attacks. And now, Felia, you're not long for this world. You're not going to have the damage to take out Kaiwing. In fact, you're just going to get CC'd up, and it's going to be a 5th kill now onto Eminem.
I think we could have another 20-minute game on our hands because it feels like the game just... If it wasn't already exploding, now it's well and truly exploded. So much gold there picked up for Frank. And I think, I'm not sure what Blaze was thinking. I mean, the gangplank ult was even still going. So there is the slow there. And he had flash as well. So if he really wanted to commit to that, could have flashed the Alistar combo. But just didn't, and it was punished for it. Ooh. Triforce here for solo kill. He can get pretty aggro.
Yeah, I think Solo Kill might realize that his job is done. He put a Cannon Barrage bot, and now all he has to do is not die, and he'll win the game. 5-0 on the Zeri. Looks like it's going to be IE this game.
Seems pretty good. But yeah, such a big lead for Frank already.
What if it's Gale Force? What if Eminem just really goes for it and just Gale Force Zeri?
Pretty Chad. I mean, he might. He could just run around and kill them at this point.
Yeah, there's not even really any CC to lock him down. Obviously, you do have Failure on the Rel, but it's pretty hard to land the knock up. And it's not the easiest to land the Q either.
Well, next Dragon's in 40 seconds. Herald's still a minute away, so there's nothing really to fight for right now. We'll most likely just see kind of AFK farming. But I think even the AFK farming benefits Frank. You'd have to say that they're the team that outscales, or at least I think they do.
Oh, Solo Kill is now the target.
He does have GP ult very soon. It's about to come up. He needs to be careful, though. I think he knows he should be the target, but this wave just evaporates. Oh, he might be gone, though.
Oh, Solo Kill.
Oh, he wins.
Is he going to be able to pick up a kill for himself, though?
Oh.
Arashi is living, but so is Solo Kill, and everyone's here. Blaze is able to find the kill, but ultimately is taken down by Eminem. Solo Kill with an absolute heroic effort to almost turn that one around. And on the other side, it is Kenny Chan finding himself a kill onto Failure as Shearer does arrive, but it's, again, too little too late. Nothing else can be done here, and it should just be another tower going down.
No.
LJW might find one of his own down the bot side, but even then, certainly a huge gold advantage found by Frank again.
Yeah, that felt like Frank's or Impunity's one window to try and force something, try and get a kill on a solo kill and get out cleanly.
That was awfully close.
Oh, this tower goes down, but I think LJW might go with it. He's going to run for the hills.
Oh, Kenny Chan's here. Oh,
he made
flash.
it. Good for him. Navori is picked up there by Eminem real quick. And yeah, I mean, this is the play that you're going for. I think, honestly, just takes so long to kill him. And just so much damage. I mean, there's a level 11 Gangplank, and the highest level here is level 9. So it feels like Impunity, I mean, they are desperate, and for good reason. They're extremely far behind. Rashi got ganked.
Oh, back to live.
Oh.
That's another one. It's Carwing picking up that one. He's sick of everyone else getting the kills, finds himself as first, and Pretender again is the top lane. Impunity. Keep looking at it, and it looks like
nice
Shearer will not be going down. At least for now. He's looking back onto Pretender, who will claim himself a kill as Tibbers gets angry, but 1-for-1 again. And when you're committing 2 people for a 1-for-1 trade, yes, you get the shutdown, but is it? Huh? Oh, Carving, I think he thought he had Hex Flash.
Yeah,
or maybe he just wants Hex Flash, because you're allowed to do it more often.
Oh.
Yeah, big fight comes out and
Can
exploded.
we call these fights?
Okay.
These are... I don't even know what these are. This is... Yeah.
It's a shellacking.
A shellacking,
as a
exactly.
wise man has once said.
Well, they managed to pick up a tower on top, and it was an objective bounty, but they lost tier 2 mid, they lost tier 2 bot, and now a TP coming in from Pretender.
Pretender, he's getting his revenge.
Oh, I think he's out.
This
I think
could
he just
be
executes.
LJW. Does he get his first death?
No.
Oh, hey, pal. oh my god.
Mechanics.
LJW is the best player in the league.
He is. You're only as good as your last death, and right now LJW he's on top.
It does get rid of his deathless game, but an execute doesn't count as a death.
No. I guess Kaiwing did get XP from it, right?
Oh, XP me, man. He survived in my books.
Collector now onto solo kill. And a locket picked up by Kenny Chan. I think it's a good pickup.
Yeah. I think a lot of these tank junglers can just itemize into support items a lot of the time.
Look at the gold.
Yeah.
He's up 3.6k over Blaze. And remember, Blaze started this game with first blood. That's insane.
Yeah,
also,
Kaiwing...
Philia's so far behind.
Oh, it's a heist.
Oh, they got it.
Okay. All right, stacking up dragons. WinCon secured.
They do have 2. Will it even go to the 3rd dragon, though?
Yeah, Baron spawns well before it.
This is the last tier 2 that Frank needs to knock down. The Shivler just destroys that wave. They can't even defend it.
No.
You know, they've got people here, and they're still not able to walk up to it.
Be another one claimed. 2 minutes now on Baron. I think that will be Frank's next point of interest. Oh, they're setting up something nasty. Chain misses. Kaiwing is eagerly awaiting over the side, but ultimately won't go back to that distortion.
It is now Rylai's on Pretender, so he just got a lot more difficult to deal with in these team fights. 1 minute and 30 away from Baron, and Frank, with their almost 10,000 gold lead, should just be able to start that one up, and there isn't a whole lot that Impunity can do to contest. Oh, Eminem, he's grabbing a red buff for himself.
Yep.
Okay, Sherry's got 2 items. It's actually a pretty good timing. So I guess he's got a fair amount of gold in the side lane. But the problem is, it really is just too little too late. The very definition of it. I mean, you're strong as LeBlanc here, but by the time you're strong, it's like you're dashing into a Zeri who might just one-shot you for going forward.
Yep. Certainly feels that way. 10k gold lead. Baron spawning in the very near future. Pretender does not have teleport available, and it likely will not be up in time, but maybe it is. It'll be very close anyway. It's just going to walk up, though, as Arashi again playing around LJW, trying to find anything in that side lane, but Frank, at least for now, will not be giving them anything. Rift Shield actually used, and this is going to be the base broken, but how much more than just the base can they get?
I swear if they get even just a couple kills, they will try and play for the end. Now, the Shiv wave clear, if Shera can reset, will probably keep the game from ending, but an inhib falls here for sure. I think Frank will probably just back up after this.
No.
Oh, they're going to try and play for more.
No, it's time to end. Blaze and, well, everyone really is here, except solo kill. Oh, it almost gets the
crash. And those ones definitely heal up. But they're pretty slow.
Oh, Shera jumps forward, finds some poke, loses almost his entire health bar.
Are they just going to keep sieging?
Solo kill almost died. Honestly, all things considered, this felt like a terrible game to be in LJW. Really did just play top lane as his entire map lost.
Yeah, feels unfortunate. Baron is now up though, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Frank pick this one up in the next couple minutes. There are pings onto Baron from Impunity. I think they're scared maybe that Frank are doing it, or maybe they want to try one-shot it. They do have good Baron damage if they're not so far behind.
Oh my goodness, it started.
Yeah, I feel like given how far behind they are, they're not going to do this in time. And now Frank
There is a
have to know.
cannon barrage available.
Yeah, all right, you have to get off it. I think this is a decent play if you're even somewhat close to even.
Yeah, maybe if Kai'Sa has 2 items.
Yeah, but just this far behind is never going to be a play, especially against the Gangplank. It's so hard to start up Baron against GP. You just take so much damage on the way out, and oftentimes, you know, you're forced to recall, and then suddenly the other team just starts up the Baron. BT now for Zeri. Eminem is out of control. There's no way that Shera can deal enough poke to, you know, force them out of the fight, especially not with BT.
Are they even going to look for Baron? I feel like they should.
Yeah, I think you just start it now, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, pings, a lot of pings, 30 pings onto it as Shera and LJW mirroring each other down the bot lane. But Solarkill, realizing what is going on, will back off, in fact, walking up towards that Baron, and there is no response. At least Arashi looks like he's trying to get his 3rd dragon.
He
Although,
going
I think,
towards it.
honestly, Frank can just give it and go push mid.
Yeah.
Or anywhere.
They might just base and try contest it just for safety's sake. There's really no need, but at the same time, if there was ever even a 1% chance of losing this game, it's probably through giving over the Drag Soul.
Oh, Arashi getting some counter jungling done.
Okay. He's got a camp lead.
He does.
Well, it looks like Frank will try and contest, and you say try, but it really is just contest. They have to get
goes down too fast. They're quite far away.
They might die on the way out,
They might just win. Yeah, they're just probably in the game here anyway. It is going to be 3rd dragon here, but the ensuing team fight has already... It only just begun, but the beginning was also the end as Felia being chased down. Eminem gets a reset there on his ult timer. Is not going to be able to find Felia in the end, but it is ultimately both of the carries being one-shotted here. And with Baron buff, looks like they are just going to aim to end.
Yep.
Impunity did get the 3rd dragon, but unfortunately, I think that'll be all they get, as the Nexus now the target here for Frank.
Yep. Should be cleaned up here. The old Dragon for Nexus trade.
Yep, Felia getting immediately jumped on. Will be going down. Kaiwing finding a stun there. Onto that Jax. LJW going to find his first actual death of the game as Blaze respawns, but you're seeing his damage. All lack thereof. And it's Frank. It's a 23-minute game. I felt like Impunity had a chance picking up first blood there on the Kai'Sa, but it was not to be.